You received a call from an inmate at the Department of Corrections. This call will be recorded and monitored.
Well, hello, Mr. Handsome. It's been a while since I've heard from you. How's everything going? A boyfriend. Wait a minute. Whoa. You are happily married. What are you doing with a boyfriend? No. Michael. This is not the way to pass the time and to fill in for loneliness. Well, I guess I can understand it. I have a fiance that's locked away in prison, and, it can be frustrating not to have her out here with me. But to actually get somebody, to fill, I don't know. Okay. So what you need to do is open up communication. You need to talk to Gary. Believe me, I know the communication barriers right now. These people seem to be working really hard to keep you guys from communicating with each other. But just look at it as another challenge, something to strengthen your marriage. Look, you know what? This is your business. I'm not going to discuss this with any of your family members or loved ones. However, you should talk to Gary. Maybe this is going to promote you or prompt you to open up your line of communication. Because when you're stepping out like that, it could be that there's some misunderstanding, or that you really need to talk it over with them. I really couldn't give you too much advice on something like that. But I would say you need to read some books, talk to some family members, but definitely talk to him. He is the love of your life. Go back to the time where you first met. Think about the future that you had planned. I would hate for you to throw away all that time just because you have some misunderstanding. What? Yeah, okay. All right, granted. He could write more letters. He could send more JPay messages. I understand. And, that's part of marriage. You have these little quirks, these little spats once in a while. I know I received a message from the women's prison, and I was told that there were two girls dating over there, and they would be fighting constantly. And, the girl who reported it to me said, I think they really like that kind of stuff. And for some people, being out side by side next to each other, it works. It works for them. And, I know he's there. Right. He's your cellmate. Oh, my goodness. Michael. You're killing me here. Oh, okay. Yes. Young, handsome. Okay, I got it. Except, I'm never going to agree with that. You know that. I cannot support adultery.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Well, I wish I'd had a little bit more good news from you. But it doesn't look like I'm going to hear that. No, I'm not going to tell Gary. Except he may call me. Hey, what's up with Michael? And I can't be pushed off for too long. Okay, I will. Yes, talk to him and then let me know. Oh, boy, Michael.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Well, all right. Just send me the information, and I'll ask some folks about it and see if we can get you some kind of counseling or something in there, and find a quick resolution to this thing. Okay, Michael, be careful. You're treading out. All right, welcome to another episode of AQS Inmate Call. I am your host, Joel Wilborn, and I was just on the phone with it's kind of shocking because stuff like that kind of news just doesn't sit right with me. But Michael Hansen, he's telling me that he met somebody in prison, his prison cellmate, and he's started a relationship. And this is a married man. His husband's name is Gary. And, all indications they were doing just fine. And, let's face it, prison life is tough, and it's just as tough for family members on the outside. I don't think this is the best way to resolve loneliness or some kind of mental conflict maybe, or depression, or something that is just not sitting right with them. And so I really don't know what to say to try to help them out. This is something that happens quite a bit in the prison system. People get that loneliness, and they see other folks having a good time, or they read stuff, see stuff on TV. There's a lot that can lead them down this path. And I know I was in a relationship where I really felt comfortable with my girlfriend, but she met somebody in prison, and when she got out, she said she didn't want to have anything else to do with me, and then she left. Now we're talking, and she's kind of in a better place now. And it's easy for her to think back, like, I really shouldn't have done anything like that. And, those prison romances traditionally don't last very long. So I guess I'll just talk to some of my friends who are incarcerated and try to get an idea of what to do on my side, the proper approach. I don't want to make things worse. I certainly don't want to improve this relationship. But it goes to show that folks that are locked up, they're human. They have the same conflicts that we do. The only difference is they committed a crime, got convicted, and were locked up. You can't look at them and say, because you committed this crime, you're worse than I am. Because you committed this crime, you deserve to go through all this misery. Because you committed this crime, these people out here who care about you are going to suffer. And you knew that they would suffer by committing this crime. They made a mistake. And it's going to haunt them for the rest of their life. Supportive relationships help ease that pain. We want to keep people out of prison. We don't want them to walk out those doors, turn around and go back. And we can put in thousands of dollars and a lot of time, make a lot of promises. But the underlining thing is what they're going to do once they walk out the doors. Who they're going to turn to. It's tough for them to get a job. It's tough for them to get professional licenses. It's tough for them to find a place to live. And what would you expect when a person goes to prison, gets out, and gets chastised by the American public? The way I see it, they serve their time. After they serve their full sentence and walk out the door, wouldn't it just be nice to look at them and say, okay, you committed this crime, you went to prison, now it's behind you. And let them go out and mostly try to prove to themselves, try to prove to the people that they feel they've disappointed, let down. Because they've got a tough sell. It's going to be tough for them to prove to everybody that they can do this. So it's hard enough for them to walk out. And that's where American Quitting Society picks up. When the people walk out the door, I want to try to make sure family members are aware. I want to make sure that they have the base, is what I call it, so that if they go out and fail, they can turn to somebody who isn't going to judge them. And if they go out and succeed, they can turn to somebody and thank them. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your support. And there's a lot of organizations that will do that will help people out. And we get situations that are just out of the norm, where somebody is so lonely, misses the people that they care about the most, children, spouses, even co-workers or community leaders. They miss them. And so they tend to find a substitute. A lot of times it's illegal drugs, and that's running rampant in the prison system out there. Illegal drugs. So you got a person who's sad and lonely, missing his family, and then he starts using drugs. Not a good thing. You got a person who's sad and lonely, missing his family, and then he gets into an affair. And, this lie, this thing, when he gets out, maybe 2 years later, his husband will find out about this, and they'll just have a terrible fight, and maybe somebody else will go back to prison. We don't know the future, and it doesn't matter. What does matter is that we try to give him peace of mind now so that he can sleep well at night. He's going to wake up tomorrow with this affair going on, and all reason is going to be thrown out the door. And you have to think of that with everybody who's locked up in a prison. They all have emotions. They all have feelings. They all miss people when they're away, especially when people don't pick up the phone when they call, or don't respond to a letter when they send it out, or they don't answer a JPay message. This is devastating to people. And it can't be fixed by us. It can only be, evaluated or looked at, dealt with on a case-by-case basis, where we try to at least keep the line of communication open. If Gary had full communication with his husband, Michael, in prison, I think it would be easier on both of them. But to send out a card and get it rejected, send out some pictures and get them rejected, to want to go down and visit and can't be done, or get booted out of video visits, how can this help anybody? And I begin to think, are the prisons ready to keep people from coming back, or do they want them to keep coming back? Because they're acting as if they want people to get out, turn around, come back in. That's the impression that I get. So if we can get all on the same note here and work to get people out of prison and keep them out, we're going to make some great progress. Now, I encourage you to look up my YouTube channel, the Joel Wilborn channel. Subscribe if you want to keep updates on there, but take a look at some of those videos and hear from the incarcerated person himself and herself. That way, you'll get an understanding of what's going through these people's mind. And it would be even better if you just reach out to them. You know, a lot of these JPay messages, you sign up for JPay, and there's also a link to how to sign up for JPay. And you can send an e-message to them. You know, how you doing? I'm here just to talk. If you want to meet a new friend. And that means the world to them. You know, and you can talk. You can maybe buy 10 stamps and talk till the stamps are out. If you really enjoy the conversation, keep it going. Because I think you guys can help each other. You certainly can help this other person. But you need to reach out. So if you go to AmericanQuittingSociety.org, you can see some people who are looking for pen pals. And you can see some people that are opening up, expressing their feelings and how prison life changes them. And then you can find out what's really going on in there. Well, I've got some work to do here. So, thank you for tuning in. And have yourself a wonderful day. And go out and make beautiful memories for tomorrow.